Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of The Monsters of Metal. My name's Matt, and this is Martin, and we are today doing the Pièce de Résistance. This is my episode, baby. Okay, we're going to answer one of the questions that scholars have pondered for generations. Is ghost metal? And
is it?
Is it? It is, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Listen, I understand. A lot of people, you get scared with new things. You know what I mean? Venturing out into the wild. No, man. Like, it's a new approach. You know what I'm saying? Feel like you've been misled. You see a picture of the band, you're like, metal's all hell. And you end up with ABBA. Here we go. So,
like baby's first behemoth.
Babies, listen.
Like training wheels for behemoth.
It's what I like to call
diet behemoth.
It's what I like to call like it's a gateway. It's a gateway band.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They'll bring you in. It's okay. So today we're going to be doing Prequelle, which is the 4th studio album by the band Ghost. Not necessarily my favorite, not necessarily most fans' favorite. I mean, a couple of songs are the most popular songs. Whether the album itself is to be debated, but it's a very pinnacle moment in the band's history, which we'll go into as the podcast progresses, or podcast, YouTube, whatever we're doing now. There's lots of there was a lot of drama and news around the band at the time when this was released, so we'll get into that. So this was released on June 1st in 2018, and it was produced by Tom Dalgetty, who also worked with bands like the Pixies, and he worked with Royal Blood. Those are the most noticeable ones.
Yeah, I know the Pixies quite well.
You know the Pixies quite well. Yep. The song Rats, which is the second track on the album, was released as a single before the album was brought out.
Oh, okay.
It was a big teaser. So Tobias Forge, this was the first album where people actually knew who Tobias Forge was.
Oh, because they were masked up for years, weren't
they?
They
were masked up for years.
Yeah,
he said he used Ghost as as the front man. He kind of stayed away from interviews for the first 3 quite big albums, really.
Yeah.
And stayed away from interviews and stuff like that. But obviously with the 4th album coming out just before that, in the court case, which we'll get into in a bit, his name was released. And thus Tobias Forge was the front man of Ghost, and it was no longer the Papas. He said that with this, with recording this album as opposed to Memoria, it was a lot more stripped back, and he felt. He went on to say that he streamlined a lot of things down. Most of the recording was done by only Dalgetty and Forge. With Memoria, they had lots and lots of people around all the time. Right, there was people coming and going. It was it was quite successful, the Memoria, but before that, they were building up and they were getting quite big. They'd been on lots of tours like Slayer, Maiden, Metallica. Yeah, we saw them when they toured with Metallica. Yeah. They'd all been very social, lots of people coming and going, like I was saying. So with this album, it was all stripped back and it was just Forge and Dalgetty.
Yeah.
And Tobias Forge is multi-instrumented and everything. So if you don't know, it's a one-man band, essentially, is his band. He played drums, guitar, everything on the album, bar the saxophone, which we'll get into later. But anytime they needed someone in to record, they just paid session musicians.
Yeah. And
then once the session musicians were done, paid off, and it kept it very small, the two of them.
Okay.
So this was the first introduction we had to the Cardinal Copia. Obviously before we'd had all the Papas, which I'm going to get to as well.
Right.
So this is Cardinal.
This is like a lesson for me, because obviously I'm aware of the band. But
so this is a lesson in lore.
Yeah, you said that there's like lore and backstories.
There is.
And
so the first Papa was Papa Emeritus.
Papa Roach.
Papa Roach.
He was the OG.
He was the OG.
Papa Roach, mate.
Big up. Papa Emeritus number 1 was the first one.
Okay.
He was then replaced by 2, which is, I'm pretty sure, this version.
Yeah. Don't let me guess who's next.
Papa Emeritus 3.
No.
Yeah. Which went away from the Pope looking look,
Yeah.
and became the more like sexy version.
Right. Okay.
So a lot more stripped back.
I know what you mean. Yeah, because I've seen. So
That's the
my
one my
like
wife fancies.
Yeah. So like my history with Ghost. I mean, I saw them in like 2012.
I think
at a download.
Yeah. So the most likely, the one that everybody recognizes is probably Papa Amos 2, which is the one on the front cover with the ghouls.
When I saw him, he had like
the full
hat
Pope
and
regalia.
and they were in like white ghoulish robes or something like that.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
And then I didn't hear about them for years until they started getting really, really
big. That was
big.
probably 2.
And then
and then 3 was obviously a more sexy one. You know, wearing the suits and stuff like that. And then we had Papa Nihil, which was like the really old one, with white eyes and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
More of the father figure, not so much the front man as such.
Yeah.
And then we're at present day. Well, not present day with this album.
Yeah.
Cardinal Copia, who allegedly is not one of the papas, and he's not.
He's one of the mamas or the papas?
He's not one of the bloodline. So apparently there's a bloodline.
Okay.
And he is apparently an illegitimate child of Papa Nihil.
Right.
Okay, so that's how he became the cardinal, and he's a bit of a bootlicker, apparently.
Okay.
So when Tobias Forge created this character, he said that he didn't really like this character. He's a bit of a, I say like a bit of a suck up.
Yeah.
But the reason that the cardinal doesn't have the ghost iconic face paint is because he hasn't earned it yet. But he then does go on to become Papa 4. Okay, so there's a little...
Yeah.
But all the other previous papas get murdered.
Is this all told through just the music videos, or is it like a Coheed and Cambria situation?
It's a Coheed and Cambria situation.
Where they have like comics and
they got mini sketches.
Oh, right.
There's a whole story.
Right, okay.
It's like... That's why... with the band Ghost, I understand when people are like, oh, it's not metal and stuff like that. And I liken it to things like Alice Cooper.
Yeah, it's theatrical.
It's the theatrical. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
I mean, it's a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I get that it's not metal. Do you understand? But Hail Satan.
Yeah, it may not be metal as in like the strictest sense with the formula and stuff, but it has aspects of metal, doesn't it?
It has aspects of metal, which is very heavily influenced.
The themes, the heavy guitars.
Yeah.
I mean, it may be, ABBA metal, but it's still metal.
Well, they did a cover of ABBA.
Yeah, of course they did. They probably played up to it, didn't they?
You got it, really, haven't you?
Didn't they do Phantom of the Opera recently as well?
Yes.
They did a Maiden cover, didn't they?
They did a Maiden cover of Phantom of the Opera. They also did a Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Jesus, He Knows Me, which is a great
I
cover.
know some of the singles, like some of the stuff you've showed me.
Yeah.
Like this album, I've never heard the album before. I know like 2 of the songs in passing, the singles.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's
it.
Yeah. So this is like
really
the first time hearing for me because I've
never
heard it really.
Usually on previous episodes, what we do is we both research the band together. We go like really, I do a lot of the research online, but Martin knows already quite a lot and has quite an extensive history with the new music and stuff like that. But this is a bit of a flip. I'm more involved with this band. I like this band. I've been to see them 3 times. And you're hopefully you'll be learning stuff today. And normally what happens is Martin, whilst I'm not here, is learning riffs and stuff like that. And he's practicing a little heart out, all right? But today we're going to play stuff and we're going to see if you can maybe replicate it.
Yeah, we'll have a go.
Yeah.
I mean, you've said they drop, they're in D standard, aren't they? So they drop a whole step.
This album is, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. I've got my transpose on,
yeah.
My plug-in, so we'll see.
Yeah. So, like I was saying earlier, before this is the first album where we knew Tobias Forge from. So he was originally the band was started, I believe, in 2008.
Yep.
And it was Tobias Forge and the Nameless Ghouls. Obviously, there was a dispute over the band's. Basically, he was in charge of finances or whatever. I haven't read the whole court case or anything like that. I read the court case talk. He was a dispute over royalties of the band and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, it went to Swedish court. It turns out it ruled in his favor. It is his band. It is a one-man show, which, I found out. The band members actually went on to form another band called Priest.
Weren't they called Ghost BC for a while?
So yeah, they were called Ghost BC for a while. And that was a...
Is that a different thing? Someone else had that name?
Yeah, I believe there was a Ghost company,
Right.
and they changed the name to Ghost BC. And at the time, it changed to Ghost BC. There's one of the naming schools said this was never long term. It was always going to go back
It was
to
just
Ghost.
legal reasons.
I believe it was legal reasons. Yeah, and if you know what the legal reasons were, please let us know. So yeah, a lot of this album as well, with regards to the suing and stuff like that. Some of the songs, as I'll go into when we listen to them, they feel like an attack.
Oh, okay. Well, lyrically.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
So obviously, this every one of the albums so far have kind of had a theme.
Yeah.
They all have a very theme, and this one is based on the Black Plague.
Okay.
A lot of the,
So is it a concept album or is it a story?
I would say it's both.
Okay.
It's definitely a concept album in the sense of that it is all about the Black Plague.
Mm-hmm.
But as the songs progress, it is a story of going through the Black Plague, coming out the other side.
Okay.
But we'll go into that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to start the first song,
let's do it.
Let's do it. This is Ashes, the very first song on Prequelle.
Interesting. You said it's about the Black Plague. Ring a Ring of Roses.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Yeah. This album very much will have a lot more a lot of sing.
Okay.
And that Ring a Ring of Roses was actually Tobias Forge's daughter.
All right. Okay.
So there you go. This is Rats.
It's got that like Running with the Devil bass. Boom, boom, boom.
If you were to go on Spotify, this is the number one song, really.
Is this where he's like dancing through the streets and he's like, rats?
Yes.
I love that you love this so much.
Oh, I absolutely do. Wholeheartedly do. Rats.
It's very sort of maiden-y breakdown, isn't it?
Yeah. And it is just essentially repeating that same riff over and over
Simple
again.
and effective.
Simplicity,
Yeah, the rats.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that riff from the intro, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of has a heavy feel to it.
Yeah, that's a cool riff. Very Sabbathy riff.
Very doomy. There you go. And it just kills on that riff, which I think is fine. Absolutely. So, like I said, that was Rats.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about this in the concept of it being a concept album and being a story, as we all know, the Black Plague, rats spread to the plague. So they're the beginning. Obviously, we've had the intro, but if you think about this as a whole song as an individual, the rats start the plague. So we started the song, and we started with the Black Death. It comes straight in with the kick pedal straight into the riff that continues through the entire song.
Yeah,
it's simple, it's effective. But what's really simple and effective with this song, which I think is quite clever, is the chorus, which you even got hooked on. Admittedly, it's essentially one word with with background singers. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Apologize for that singing there. But it's that crowd participation. I know I talk about it a lot.
Yeah, it's call and response, isn't it?
Call and response.
Rats. Crowd.
Yeah, exactly. I love like crowd participation. That's my favorite part of going to a gig, is like being involved with it. So like metaphorically, again, with this Tobias Forge, he's come out and said that the rats are people are rats.
People equal shit.
Yeah.
Is he talking about, like you said, lyrically about, like you said, it was a bit of an attack on some people? Is this aimed at anyone?
Yeah, so whether the rats are personally aimed at the people that tried to sue him, but I guess he's got a bit of a cover as well because it's the Black Plague. It's not an outright like diss track. It is the Black Plague, and whether they tried to sue him. So they are lyrics, which I was saying feel that they could be aimed at the person, but it is still a song about the Black Plague. So, I don't know. However you take it's up to you, man.
Yeah.
And one of the lyrics is, they're still coming after you and there's nothing you can do. And then this bit, I think, seems pretty blatant. Them filthy rodents are still coming for your soul and stuff like that. Again, listen, there's a few lyrics and it's all about how you interpret it. If you didn't know, and I'll be honest, like not a lot of people who listen to it care. He was in the middle of a lawsuit was taking place before this. But if you see the context, you can.
He was obviously taking the way he was feeling at the time and putting a spin on it and saying, I'm being attacked and they're rats and they're
that's it. And and he did go on to say, for many, this is a quote, for many years in modern life, we pride ourselves on our greater morals, being smarter than we were in the Middle Ages. But I think that online mannerisms are very close to open square stonings hundreds of years ago when people were fucking barbarians.
Yeah, we still have that maybe deep inside of us, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah, especially online. Like
people are horrible.
People can be horrible.
People are going to be horrible now, most likely. Be horrible.
Yeah, don't be horrible. Don't be horrible. I cannot fragilely handle it. So please do not do that. I will see them and I will be. Yeah. But maybe that also, I was thinking that could be linked to that quote there. Personally, like the hate that this band gets.
It's like with everything, isn't
any
it?
band.
People you get famous or you get success. There's going to be people that, it's not cool. I get it all the time. Like your favorite band's Metallica. Oh, because it's cool to hate Metallica. And I'm like, dude, like what you like.
You like what you like. Yeah, exactly. And remember that. You like what you like. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what any dude in a battle vest says. Okay. But if you got a battle vest and you're cool, we could be friends.
Yeah.
All right. Don't tell me I can't listen to Ghost.
Even if you haven't watched it for 2 years straight, it's fine.
I mean, you're not allowed to watch it. That's the rules, man.
Exactly.
Best thing to come out of Sweden since Saab and IKEA, mate. That's what
I was just about to say, yeah.
So yeah, that's like my interpretation of that. And the next song, it does go. There's even more lyrically.
Oh, okay.
Kind of feels, but this Faith is the next song, which we will play in a second.
I want to try. There's
any bits that you can try and replicate.
Well, that cool. The main riff.
The main riff.
That sounds like pretty.
Do you want to play it? Do you want to see if you can get it up again? Do you need to
What do you mean?
Do you need to find it, or you?
Oh, I haven't looked at any of them really.
No, I mean, do you need the song again?
Oh no, I know what the riff got. I kind of know this song and one others anyway from before. Yeah, so I could.
You reckon you can replicate?
Well, yeah, it sounds like so it's drop D, D standard, yeah.
D standard, yeah. Here we go. Oh, is it? That sounds pretty close. Yeah, true. I mean, that sounds bang on. That sounds pretty damn close to me. Nice, man. Nice. I was not expecting you to be on the. Obviously, you got that outro bit we're talking about, but like without hearing it.
The chorusy bit. What is it?
It's still coming after you.
Down. All right.
Yeah. Listen, man. Hey.
All right.
Listen, I wouldn't know, man. Like, I definitely don't know.
Yeah.
There we go. If this works, please let us know.
They had that little bit on the at the intro.
Yep.
And then the outro, that riff, that chuggy bit.
Yeah. I don't know how you remember it, man.
It's like a Sabbathy riff, isn't it?
100%. Oh, that felt like it. That felt like it. Yeah, boy.
Then they go into a bit of a.
Yeah, look at that.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's cool. Nice.
No, I like that riff. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool riff. It's definitely a cool riff. But that kind of riff like harkens back to like the older kind of Ghost.
Oh, okay.
The more metally kind of stuff. So what you'll find with this album is there are specific songs like the next one, which are more like they've got like more metally riffs in it and stuff like that. But this is kind of the transition album.
Yeah.
Of where, because the next album is Imperator or something that I can't remember what it's called, but then it just goes to like 80s pop.
Right, okay.
Like there are riffs and stuff like that in it, but it's much more poppy, much more like sing-alongy and stuff like this. So
kind of like Bring Me the Horizon. Like they have their new sound, but on some of their tracks, they'll just go full on like old school deathcore. Yeah. They still got little bits of
bits like that new Kool-Aid. There's a few little deathcore bits in there. But with this album is definitely a transition album.
Yeah.
So obviously, you in a lot of the songs they are just ballady.
Yeah,
a lot of them are ballads. Like some of my notes here just a ballady.
Right, okay.
But anyway, let's move on to the next
song. That was a cool song. I like
it's a cool song.
Like I said, I've heard it years ago when you started playing it.
But let's be honest, it's a super radio hit.
Yeah.
It's a radio
It's got catchy riffs. It's got like two good hooks in it.
2 good hooks.
Even the chorus is pretty cool.
So people argue that, was it The Pinnacle to the Pit, where he kind of sussed this kind of this formula.
Yeah.
Where catchy riffs and sing along bits.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it works. Yeah. This song, I think it's got something like.
What's next? Faith.
Okay,
cool.
Faith. So, but I mean, Rats has got something like it's the number 1 played song. Ghost. If you go on iTunes now, it'll be Rats. Dance Macabre. Anyway, let's go for Faith.
Okay, cool.
It's a bit heavier than before.
It's like sad but true tempo. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Synths in the background as well.
It's very multi-layered, like.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like this chorus.
Kind of a very 80s guitar change. I like obviously the use of the voice changer here to bring back that like kind of darkness. And stuff like
Journey backup vocals there, isn't it?
Yeah. So that was Faith. Great song. I love that song.
That sounds cool.
I actually think this was the other one that was a single. Oh,
yeah.
I forgot about that part. No, I think that's still part of the song.
Oh, that is?
Yeah.
Oh,
but it's just the synth. That's the end of the song.
Okay. You needed that, didn't you?
I needed that. I just wanted those organs to go through.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, that song. I mean, like again, it's the same as Rats with the structure. The structure is very similar, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like 2 main riffs that I remember from that. And like the same as the first one. It's like he's wrote 2 great hooks and then that's it.
That's all you need.
Yeah, and then bits in between. Yeah.
That's it. So like I was saying earlier, if we go back to talking about the court case again, it is relevant. I know I'm going to keep going over it. There's only a couple of songs where I'll go deep into it. So one of the lyrics is the accusers send the bill, which could be the being sued. And I like this part, like I am all eyes, I am all ears, I'm the wall, and I'm watching you fall, which is obviously arguably talking about them when they started Priest, which had started about this time.
Okay.
Which is nowhere near as successful as Ghost. Good band, check them out. Definitely, it's very synthy, very like 80s, very like.
Which members went and did Priest?
I couldn't tell you because nameless schools and all that. And they're going with the like. Faceless,
and they're faceless as well.
Faceless as well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very tech wave, is that a thing? That's a
like synthwave.
Synthwave. That's what I mean. Very synthwave.
Mm-hmm.
And just the final lyric, which has to be aimed at them, is a pack of fools can take the stand. Do you know what I mean? There's no way it's not. There's no way it's not. Okay. I mean, if he comes out and says that was never the case, it's literally just based on like
coincidental.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be surprised.
Yeah.
I'll be very surprised. And like I said, whilst someone's playing, like the voice changer and stuff like that brings it back to that kind of horror element of which their vibe is, and very, metally-ish, I guess. Not really, more heavier, but that riff's cool. I like it. Do you reckon you can imitate?
Well, I remember that main riff, the thumpy one.
Yeah, go on. Come on. Come on, baby boy.
Well, it sounds quite familiar because this is it's D standard, which is obviously the Sabbath tuning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think that's Faith.
No. So it's like, so it's obviously.
I love watching you piece it together. This is more fun for me. If it's not fun for you, it's fine, but it's fun for me.
Something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely.
Something like that.
Something like that. Something like that.
The chorus was the main thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Another good little bit. Was it down, 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 da 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 down?
That's it.
It was a single note as well, wasn't it? It wasn't like a.
No. That's it. Hey, nice, man.
Trying to. Yeah. Cool riff.
Yeah. Nice. Well done.
Yeah, cool.
That was pretty cool. That was cool to watch. I like watching that unfold. In the context of the story as well, arguably you could say, so rats have spread the plague is here, and now having faith that God will protect you.
Okay.
That's where I'm taking this. This is my interpretation. Obviously, this is just a personal interpretation. If you interpret it differently, praise Satan. But there are certain songs which could be great band. Bring them back.
Great band.
We had a chance to go see them, and they cancelled. Remember?
You've seen them before, though, right? Did you manage to catch them?
No.
I saw them a couple of times. I actually saw them the first time at Download. The first time I saw these guys, Ghost.
Oh, nice.
Like 2012.
Hang the Bastard. Like,
yeah.
Was it the third album where they did like the death metal vocals? With
great
album, that.
Yeah. With Keeping Vigil on and stuff like that. I mean, they're only like a small UK band, weren't they, from London? Yeah. But
I think they're back. Honestly, I think
they do. I think they do shows every now and again.
Yeah.
I don't think they're like full on back, but they're a really cool band.
Yeah, if you get a chance, I mean, I know this is a Ghost album, but check out Hang the Bastard.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a great band.
Okay.
A great band, maybe.
Who knows? Are they? If anybody knows, could you get in touch? Hook us up.
Hook us up, yo.
Next song.
Ready?
Next song. We're powering through this. I feel this is going to be our shortest episode.
Well, we got about after 8 minutes in a minute. Halfway, I guess.
Where we I mean, we could do it after this song, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go for the next song.
Let's go for the next song then.
Again, very ballady. This is very 80s ballady.
Keep running up that hill. Running up that hill.
See what I mean with the ballady, just the piano and stuff like that.
Yeah. You know I love a synth, mate, so.
Hey, there's a guitar solo and a saxophone solo in this album.
Saxophone? Oh my god.
You wait. I feel like this could have been released as a single as well.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
I love a good synth. He likes rolling his R's, doesn't he? Rink, rats.
Yeah.
Are you Swedish? Right below. Do you roll your R's?
There you go.
It's a pretty slow song, isn't it, compared to the others?
It is, yeah. And you know, not my favorite song, but I do like that song a lot more. Probably lyrically, I really like it because I just kind of like the way it's about overcoming hate and just absorbing and moving forward, which we should all take.
I like the tone it sets with the synths coming in, and it takes its time. Yeah.
And so you see what I mean about obviously like Faith and stuff like that. They're more rocky, more older, like, which obviously has to, but you know, they're more.
I know some old Ghost stuff. I know it was very like.
But you see what
riffy,
I mean. This direction
Sabbathy.
is a very different direction.
Yeah. This is like
80s,
70s pop,
70s
ballad.
Yeah. That's it. Synthy is anything.
Waterloo. Do 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 do.
What was it when I said? What was it I said to you? I think you did say ABBA rock, didn't you?
Years ago.
Yeah.
ABBA metal.
Something
like that.
Yeah. Well, you know. Hey, listen. Tell me that ABBA.
But I've moved on from that now. It's now Baby's First Behemoth.
Baby's First Behemoth. Why have you got to ruin everything I like?
It's like training wheels. I'm only joking. You know me. I'm totally joking. I'm winding you up.
Yeah. So obviously, like I said previously, this is about obviously taking the hate, not letting it bother you, building, and just keep going forward. And again, maybe whether this is again, I know I'm going back to the court case and everything like that, but if
it's a focal point,
it's clearly a focal point, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. But you know, again, it could be due to online hate. He goes at some point, I don't know if I wrote it down, he says about how you cannot escape the online, and like that if previously when you were being bullied you'd leave it at school and it would be there when you could. But
that's the thing, isn't it? Nowadays people don't think there are repercussions for things you write online, you know.
That's it. You can get away with anything.
I know. I mean, don't be a dick online and don't be a dick in real life.
Just don't be a dick.
Just don't be a dick, innit?
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
And it's
we're gonna have comments below saying now, dick.
Yeah. Don't be a dick. Look at you two.
You dicks.
Yeah. Fair enough. And it's got that very, like I said, it's very anti-Catholicism. The whole eating, eat me, drink me. You know, the sacrament and all that. You know, it's the anti that.
Not very much guitar stuff going on there, was there?
No,
really?
There's not
just
much. There's not much. There's quite a few songs in here that there's not going to be a lot for you to do.
Yeah, no, it's right.
It's a nice little change, you know.
Yeah.
Have a little.
It's been nice. Whilst editing the last one, I haven't had to be like one head in this and one learning other bits. You know, so it's kind of nice to be able to just.
Cool synth. I like a bit of synth, mate.
Who doesn't?
I love it. I'm in.
Yeah, too right.
I'm in.
Yeah.
So
you can tell that from our Somewhere in Time episode, the Maiden episode. Synths were on. We're like, yes,
love a bit of synth. Do you like synth? So anyway, we're going to go on to our usual, which is our After 8 Mint.
I've been mid break.
Palate cleanser, mate.
After 8 mints. You never bring After 8 mints.
I hate After 8 mints.
Yeah, me too as well. I don't like dark chocolate.
Don't like dark chocolate?
No.
Oh, mate, I love dark chocolate.
No.
I just don't like mint chocolate.
It's the devil.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
Milk chocolate or white chocolate. Don't like dark chocolate.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It just tastes a bit too like eating a coffee bean.
Love it.
Don't get me wrong. If I was on a desert island and there was just chocolate and it was dark chocolate, I'm not going to turn it down.
Okay, good to know.
It's not going to be on my
list of things to take with you to your desert island.
No.
Fair enough.
No.
So, as we always do, we talk about when we first saw the band, how we were introduced to them. But before we get into that, as we said on the previous episode, we do have an email address now, which is monstersofmetal@gmail.com. Oh, monstersofmetalpod@gmail.com. Sorry, monstersofmetalpod@gmail.com. And we'll put it above. So what we would like is if you have any stories about bands you've seen, or if you've got any funny gig stories, anything like that, because I'd really like this to be, like I said previously, like a community thing. I'd like to have it develop into something more.
Yeah.
Just send your stories in. Hopefully we'll be able to read them.
I mean, yeah, you can put on the comments on YouTube, but we might not get around to every single one. So if it's specifically like a story that you want,
if it's on the comments, then
it will get lost.
Everybody's going to see it. Like, it'll get lost or whatever. Better to send
email
it
in.
us.
Email
it to us.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, definitely. So what was your first exposure to Ghost?
First exposure was download 2012.
Nice. So before this album.
Yeah.
So we're talking Memoria or Infestor.
You tell me.
Yeah, I think it was.
But it was a Download Festival on the Pepsi stage, I think it was.
The Pepsi stage.
Yeah, like one of the second stage, in the tents.
Are they okay.
In one of the tents.
That was the Pepsi. I think it's still called Pepsi.
It was back then. Yeah. Tuborg or whatever it's called now. I don't know. Jägermeister stage.
Oh,
anyway, yeah. It was just one of those in between big bands. What's this band?
Yeah.
Went in there and I stayed for like most of the show actually, because I heard people talking about them, but I didn't know much about them, saying that they were pretty good. And, I think one of the main draws was the anonymity and the stage show. And so I remember watching them, and I watched the intro, and I stayed for like 40 minutes until we had to go. And it was, I think it was, he was dressed like that.
Yeah.
And then the ghouls, yeah, they had like white.
Oh, they had the white,
thingies. Not that type. Not that type. No, they weren't hoods. And they had a black cross around their neck, not a red one. Yeah. And I remember watching that, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, but I don't think they had really any big singles out at that point.
They would have, if it was those two albums. There's a few good ones.
Oh, right, okay.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So that was my first exposure to them, and then didn't really hear about them for like maybe another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Too much until you said
that
you really liked them, and that they were obviously supporting Metallica when we went to see them at Twickenham.
Yeah, so that's the first time. So my first actual exposure to them, and I don't know why, but I vividly, this is like a locked in memory. Is remember going through W.H. Smith's, which for anybody who doesn't know is a shop that sells loads of magazines, books,
chocolate,
pens, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Right?
Yeah.
Books,
it is a
magazines
weird one,
and pens. Anyway, so I remember being in there for some reason, and I came. It was Kerrang magazine, and it was on the front was the picture of them with the ghouls, and it was. I just remember looking at it, going, "Well, they look metal as fuck." I was wrong, but I thought they looked great. I looked cool. I was definitely like going to check them out, but I never did. I never did because I didn't buy the magazine. I didn't know who they were. Later on, obviously, I found the band. Remembered because of the very unique aesthetic. So I became a really big fan, and that was Memoria. That album was the one that I got into, and I loved. But then, obviously, the first time seeing them, as we just said, was Twickenham. They were supporting Metallica, and I was devastated. I saw them
because of the sound.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
I was broken. We went there to see Metallica. Obviously, I was the only person super hyped about seeing Ghost as well because I love that band. And it was the standard support thing where the sound was just so bad for the support, and it was devastating for me. And it really not put a downer on Ghost because I didn't judge them for that because it wasn't their sound.
Yeah.
It wasn't them. But it was Metallica had all the mics set up for them and all the huge speakers for them. And you could barely hear it. It was, that bummed me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Don't do that. If you don't stop doing that. You know what I mean? It's a completely different band. I get the Metallica. I mean,
I don't think it's necessary. I wouldn't say it's a Metallica sound person because they had Machine Head supporting them for years, and they were always loud.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It just must have been a bad mix of something. I don't. It's not like Metallica purposely.
I feel
went.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could you turn those guys down?
Oh gosh.
You can make us look bad.
Whoever did that, I fucking hate you. Anyway, but yeah, that was devastating. Anyway, so you know, I got to see them a little bit. We got to see Metallica. It was a good gig. That was great fun. Twickenham. And then I didn't get to see them until the Imperator. Me and my wife went to Birmingham. We saw them there, and we had the set list pre-time, and it was a great set list.
Yeah,
it was great. Like, it was literally like 3 songs from each album. Even though they were doing a tour for the new album, it's like 3 songs from each album, and it was all the banger. And it was a great album. And this does lead into the next song, which is an instrumental, and you can see like he uses this as a costume change song. He changes his costume like 3-4 times in the show, and it's great because, like I said earlier, it is a show. It's a show. Like, it's a whole thing. He's created a lore. He's created it's almost like a rock opera is the way I like view it as. Like
Alice Cooper used to do back in the day.
So
he had loads of stage change. Yeah, exactly.
Stuff like that. Well, this song here is one of those prop songs.
Oh, okay.
Where almost, and then obviously so we got Alice Cooper, and then almost harkens to straight up ripping off Iron Maiden.
Oh, right.
Where they bring on almost a prop character.
Oh, like an Eddie.
Exactly like an Eddie. Exactly
okay.
like an Eddie.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about after this.
Okay.
So let's go into this next song. So again, this is an instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely builds into something cool. And Miasma. What does miasma mean? Do you know?
They used to think that the plague spread through the air, bad air, didn't they? So I'm pretty sure miasma was like poison of the air.
Okay.
In the like the ether, but bad ether. Miasma, I think. So I just started up my Sega Mega Drive.
Yeah, it's very
playing Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage was the one where you accidentally press A, and you get the cop car come along and fire the bazooka for you.
Yeah, this does feel very Sega Mega Drive now. That's all I can hear.
8-bit Wonder.
Oh yeah, so it's like a tambourine, isn't it? Tap in. Super synth. Keytar. Just think Michael Jackson from his next to it.
Beat it. That's Beat It, isn't it?
Yeah. There we go. I
feel like I'm in the Lost Boys. Do you remember the Lost?
That's how you end a song, baby.
Very cool.
So, in that song,
obviously,
costume change, but to keep the show going and everything like that, they bring out Papa Nihil in a coffin and stuff like that, and he's the guy who shreds the sax solo.
Oh, right.
Like an Eddie S, but he's like larger and stuff. And then there's like security there with him and stuff like that. It's a whole show. But so that's the problem. So in regards to Miasma, obviously I said earlier that Tobias Forge, he plays all the instruments and writes all the songs and stuff like that, but he gets session musicians in.
Yeah.
The saxophone he cannot play. He has said, I cannot play the saxophone. So he hummed the saxophone tune, sent it to someone, and they wrote that epic sax solo.
Fair enough.
How can you deny a sax solo?
Fair enough.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's different, isn't it?
Metal needs more sax
solos. It's
like,
remember Rivers of Nile?
Yeah.
That band that came out, that metal band, like a few years ago. Like,
do they still have sax
so well? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get.
I think they dropped it for like the album afterwards because they didn't want to be known as that band.
Too late.
The sax. Do you know what I mean?
Too late. We're doing it right now.
I think they've like fully embraced it now, and
you got like, double down, mate.
It really worked with the stuff that they did.
I'm gonna have to listen to them. But,
Where Owls Know My Name is a brilliant album from start to finish.
Yeah,
absolute brilliant.
Oh, you did say that to me the other day.
Yeah, really good.
Check it out.
Yeah,
Rivers of Nile. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's like I said. Hark it back to. You can't deny that Ghost is taking lots of inspiration and lots of bits from other bands. Like it's the whole Eddie thing. Like when we saw Maiden.
Well, yeah. I mean, in today's day and age, it's like near on impossible to be original, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like so much has been done before.
Yeah. I also think that it's so blatant that you just lean into it. Do you know what I mean? And you don't even try to hide it. You're not like, I came up with this or anything like that. It's just, this is part of the show. You remember when the other band did it?
Yeah.
We're doing something similar.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Yeah, I mean, almost like, some people say pastiche, homage, whatever you want to. And this, it's impossible to be original, but somehow you have to borrow but still try to be original, which I think. But anyway, the MJ riff.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
beat it riff. Yeah.
The beat it riff. You reckon you could beat it?
Oh,
here we go.
I don't know. Van Halen, isn't it? Does that solo?
Yeah.
Oh, I've tuned down, haven't I?
Yeah.
So I need to go down even more. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Do you remember when Fall Out Boy did Beat It? Beat It.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy did that cover, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Beat It.
That's
Yeah.
great. I don't care what anyone said. Beat it, beat it. Anyway. Oh, this is my favorite episode so far. I tell you, this is amazing. We've gone to MJ. We've gone
all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. So the next song is Dance Macabre.
Don't. So it kills me every time
Dance
I
Macabre.
hear that word.
Do you know what? I used to, you want to hear a word I used to say wrong for so long.
Go on.
It was really going to, like, grotesque.
Yeah.
Grotesque.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like that for years.
My girlfriend saw an advert on Facebook the other day for some Chester drawers. Chester, as in they're from Chester. Chester drawers. No, I get it. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like every time someone says, oh, he hung himself. Like, it's just not right. It's hanged. It's a verb.
Yeah.
He hanged himself or whatever.
You know I'm like, oh, yeah.
He got hanged.
I definitely said that.
Whenever people say, oh, yeah, he got hung, I'm just like, oh, my God. But that's my problem.
That is your problem.
It is my problem, yeah.
So, again, moving on to the next song. This is, again, one of the more famous songs. This is, again, number 2. I keep saying again. The number 2 spot, I would say.
Yeah.
It's either this or Rats. I can't remember.
I think I've heard this.
I think it's
before.
Rats, then Dance Macabre on iTunes.
Oh, okay.
They're just the...
This is like the dancey one, isn't it?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I remember that
That's exactly right. Again, an absolute radio hit. We'll talk about it afterwards as is our formula. So, how do you fancy about?
You ready? Yeah, you ready?
You ready, buddy?
Wink, nudge.
Come on. There you go. Dance Macabre. And like we say, the formula, the riff. Yeah. Coming in with the kick drum.
Hear that organ in the background?
Yeah.
This could have easily been an ABBA song, couldn't it? You can hear it. Like the formula,
Again, the piano in the background, just giving that like...
It sounds amazing. Like production-wise, Dragon Force.
Of course it is. He's not daft, mate. He knows what he's doing. There you go, mate. That's exactly the same, the formula.
You can see why that's like one of the big songs on the album. It's just like it's so catchy, isn't it?
Super catchy.
Yeah.
It's got the standard crowd participation part.
Yeah.
Whoa,
baby.
Yeah. So obviously it just enters with that punchy riff, kick drum, the standard kind of almost exactly the same as Rats, really.
Yeah. Carry on.
No, yeah, you go.
I'll try it.
This song actually nearly didn't make it into the album.
Really?
Yeah, he nearly dropped it. It was too disco-y. He just didn't feel like it fit the album. It's one of the number one selling songs. So, but you're glad you did that. And going back to like where we were talking about the concept album and the concept of this in the context is the plague has been and gone. The celebration, the realization that it's over, like it's the Dance Macabre. the dance after death, you could argue. Like
that's what it means, isn't it? Dance of death.
Yeah.
Dance
so
Macabre,
like it's the almost the celebration of surviving is the kind of the point I take.
Oh, okay. Surviving the Black Death.
The Black Death.
The Schwarze Morte. Bit of German, a bit of Latin there.
Nice.
Just ignore that. I'll delete it. Delete.
Just there'll be a little mute part. Here we go. Oh. Oh. That was
something like that.
That was really good.
Yeah,
but that's probably one you've heard a lot more.
It's just power chords, isn't it?
Yeah,
you just got to find out where they are.
Yay, fucking bloody nailed that.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that. I love that.
There you go. That's a prime example of it being quite simple, isn't it? And
very simplistic.
To be able to pick it up.
I just don't think it tries to be anything.
No.
It's not trying to be overly technical. And in the previous episode where we were talking about Metallica and like the progginess and the over complication and stuff, it's fine. I like super complicated songs and stuff like that sometimes, and like really like aggressive guitar and stuff like that. But sometimes I like stuff like this. Maybe you don't. Maybe I do. It's fine if you don't. Of just singing along and just catchy. There's nothing wrong with that sometimes. Do you know what I mean? I mean,
yeah. Who doesn't like a sing along?
I love a sing along.
Yeah.
Bloody love it, especially at a gig.
It's like that, isn't it?
Oh, there was definitely
something like that.
Something like. Do you reckon that's the most common thing you say in this podcast? I'm pretty sure
something like that. Yeah,
something like that.
I'll say it again. I'm not a solo guy.
No. And listen, if you've been here previously, you'll understand. And if you're new here, we don't do this every album. This is just this one.
Where I don't have a fucking clue.
He doesn't have a clue. Normally, he's done a lot of practice.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't be in D standard and not do that.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's a weird ghost song.
Yeah.
Yep.
Had to be done.
Had to be done. So there you go. Yeah, the Dance Macabre again. It, like we said, it's drums and I really like the part, like the clap part we were talking about. It's just drums and singing.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's a radio song. I don't care what anyone says. It is a song that's clearly made for radio. And I imagine he's probably done very successfully. This was at the time, I believe, the most successful album.
Oh, right, okay.
How
many albums have they done since this one?
One more. But so after this, they did the EP, which was Kiss the Goat, which had Mary on a Cross and Kiss the Go-Go, which on their own are a very successful song. Probably the next ones after these two. Mary on a Cross went massive all over TikTok, stuff like that, and Kiss the Go-Go. But they were essentially released as like 70s vibe.
Oh, okay.
But in the context of the story, it was young Papa Nihil doing the songs,
right?
As if you get what I mean.
Yeah, so yeah.
They're actually great standalone songs, and I love both those songs.
Yeah,
very catchy. But yeah, let's move on we're smashing through this. This is going to be our shortest
It's
episode.
quite a short album, isn't it?
It
really?
is quite a short album, which is fine.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, baby. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Short and sweet.
What's next?
Pro Memoria.
Okay.
Pro Memoria is our next song. Again, this is more ballady, definitely. This is... Oh, and in the terms of the story, this is when Cardinal Copia kills off all the other puppers. Listen, this is one episode where I get to be the fucking know-it-all.
Fair enough. It's like Muppets Christmas Carol. Muppets Christmas Carol is the best Muppets movie.
Treasure Island.
Yeah.
Sounds like the Verve bit of Sweet Symphony.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like Bring Me the Horizon. All of their stuff is all call and response.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Nowadays.
There you go. Again, like I said, there is definitely a transition in this album where it goes from more rocky, metally to just more power ballady. And if you were to listen to the new album, which, you know, I quite like, we may listen to and we may go through later on, you'll see that there's a definite trend.
Okay.
Even with like some of the covers he did, like I said, the Phil Collins, he knows me. He's openly said he likes doing covers.
Yeah.
But we're not.
Yeah.
We had Phantom of the Opera, like we said earlier.
Yeah. I mean, cover songs are great.
I do love a good cover.
Yeah.
I love a good cover, especially when someone
if you're a
does it in
good
their own
artist
style.
with a good sound and a good style, and you've got any song to choose from.
Yeah.
Like Metallica did Garage Inc., you know, like some of those covers are better than the original.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Am I Evil?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I love that song.
Have you heard the original?
Hey.
The Diamond Head one.
No beef here.
Yeah.
And it was like we were talking about with it being the concept album, that like you could argue that this is about after the plague and understanding how fragile like stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, it's a good song. I like it, but it's not. It's not a standout song.
Yeah.
It's like I said.
There's always the songs that we get to where there's not too much to say.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Shortest Straw on the last one. It's a great song.
Yeah.
You know, but it's
I kind
like,
of feel like I should be saying
about one.
I feel like I should be saying something, but there's not much to say. Like I say, I forget about this song until I hear it and I go, "Oh, I like this song because I like singing along with it." But other than that, once the song's over, it's gone again. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I don't think there was any real guitar parts in there for you to.
No, not that I don't remember.
Don't even remember. So I think the guitar was more there to support the piano.
There was loads of there was like a few guitar synthy riffs, wasn't there? But to be honest with you, I can't really remember them.
No, nothing stand out. Previous riffs.
No, those previous riffs, they're like earworms. I'm like,
You want to figure them out.
Yeah.
So let's go on to Witch Image.
Okie doke. Very clever wordplay. Witch.
And almost back to like 80s.
That bit sounds so familiar.
I really love that lyric. It's like someone's flesh is rotting tonight. So happily sung.
Yeah. There's something about horrible lyrics being sung in a happy or different way that is cool.
Spinal Tap.
Stonehenge.
I love that little pause of the drums, little cheeky drum solo.
That was the little earworm of that track, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The returning. The little hook.
Little hook, yeah. That was it. So that was.
I like that middle part. The do 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 do. Da, da, da. I'm just trying to work out what it reminds me of. Do 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 do. No, it'll come to me tonight, most likely.
Yeah, I'll get a text at 3 a.m.
Eureka!
That'll cure your insomnia. Will kick in again.
Yeah, staying up all night worrying about ghost tracks. Yeah.
Why have you done this to me? Just listening to Witch Image on repeat over and over again. Yeah, again, it's a good sing-along track. This one just is. I'm not too anything to say about this one. I'll be honest with you. It's just one of those songs that is on the album.
Yeah,
I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'll sing along to it whilst it's going, but I've got nothing really great to say. The only thing I really like is that pause with the
yeah,
which again, the problem is as I was saying earlier, that because he writes every part of this song, and which I think you'll find when you go into the newer album, the guitarings are actually a bit more technical.
Oh, all right, okay.
And I feel like that in the newer album, that's because he actually brought on a couple of his friends, like the guitarist from Opeth, which is
okay, makes sense.
And I think he was able to concentrate more on the composition and stuff like that, and have more technical. Because when you're trying to do everything, I feel like you can't. To be a technical great guitarist, you've got to be focused on that. You know what I mean? And you're trying to write the drum, the bass.
Guitar, it's a lot for one person to manage all and come up with the goods as such, as in the riffs.
So once you can see once he's got the catchy. So
you may have the foundations for a riff, and it takes someone else to have a look at it and go
and build on it.
Yeah, it's like in Sandman.
Yeah,
you know, Kirk had the riff,
had the idea,
gave it to Lars, and it was Lars actually that changed it all up, and that's what we hear today.
Yeah, so
that sort of thing.
Like I said when we were talking about how they recorded this album, it was literally just two people, and one guy was the producer and engineer. So really, was it just Tobias Forge who was writing the whole thing? And then just using session musicians and stuff like that. But difficult to say. I don't know the full ins and outs, but the next song is another instrumental, and like we'll talk about it afterwards. But this actually has I can't even say his name. Can you say it? Michael
Achterfeld.
Yeah,
Mikael
which
Achterfeld?
is the guitarist from
Mikael Achterfeld.
So this is he brought him in for this.
Okay.
And so let's go on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And this song is called Helvetesfönster. Which, do you know
something to do with hell? Hell's monster? Hell's guardian?
Hell's window. View to the side boob for sinners. Can chill out, man.
So this song's about side boob.
Side boob. This riff immediately leads on from which.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the same.
Yes, I can see the picture of side boob that you're showing.
Medieval side boob. I forgot I had a.
Let's just move it down.
This very Queen inspired. And
like to ride my bicycle. Love it. I'm here for this. I like how it's repeating, but every single time they do it, they're adding a little bit more.
Did it. I can't not do that every time I hear of it.
Awesome. For those about to rock, we shall live.
Anyway,
cool.
So that was Titty Window. And so, like, when I went back to earlier when we were talking about Witch Image, where Tobias Forge writes everything, and he's quoted here as saying, "Yes, in an interview with Guitar World, yes, I performed all the guitars, all the bass, with one exception, which is Helvetesfönster, with a nylon string part, which is the part we just listened to at the end, which was done by the guitarist from Opeth, Michael."
Oh, that makes so much sense.
So you see how more technically. That guitar. So he did, in theory, like he said, he did write that part, but he couldn't play it. He played it originally on an electric guitar. He said it sounded so. I'll just read what he said. There was a nylon string part I originally recorded it with an electric guitar, but it sounded weak. It didn't sound cool. So I wanted it to be played with a nylon string. I'm guessing when he says nylon string, he means acoustic.
Acoustics normally have like nickel strings, but you get a nylon string is like the one you get at school. Oh, like literally looks like plastic strings. Their fretboards are normally really square as well.
Okay,
they're like mariachi stuff.
So he said I wanted it played with a nylon string.
It does have a specific sound,
which it did sound. And now I stopped playing nylon string when I was like 7 years old. So I called a friend of mine.
It's what kids learn on.
Yeah, Michael Achterfeld from Opeth, who's very good at playing nylon string.
That makes so much sense. And now that you say that he played it. Have you ever heard any Opeth stuff? Have you really?
I've not delved into Opeth. I'll be honest. I've not really listened to it. So again, he wrote it, but when you've got someone like this playing the guitar, they were going to put their own version of it on. There's no two ways about that. He actually has. He's actually one of the few people that has writing credits on this song.
Oh, okay.
On this album.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No, I really like that bit. That medieval Nolan.
I knew you'd like that bit.
It's really cool.
Part of me is
And I like how they just repeat it.
Like
Yeah, because it sets the mood.
Mm.
You know, people might think, oh, move on to the next bit. Where I'm like, no, if it serves a song to repeat it and create a feeling and an atmosphere, do it.
Yeah, and it had that weird kind of like background.
Yeah, the synthy stuff that sort of came and went.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah,
no, it was really cool. I liked it.
It kind of reminded me like 80s wasteland. Mad Max, baby.
Yeah, like a hunter killer going over you in Terminator.
Yeah, great movie. Bloody love Terminator 2. Yeah, so that was that. I mean, again, it's another instrumental. Whether it serves a purpose in the story of the album or anything like that, sure. But is there anything you took away? It's not something that's played live, I don't think. Oh no, it was. They did play this live. They played this live when I saw them.
Oh, cool.
Which was cool. Again, and probably another costume change. And yeah, so that was it really, and we're on to the final track, mate.
Should we do it?
Let's do it. Life Eternal, mate. Life Eternal.
Lux Eterna.
Mate.
M8.
Pure ballad. Again, you could just tell it comes with piano.
Reminds me of one of the Ozzy songs. It's very just want you. Very reminiscent.
He loves a little double up on the end of a song, doesn't he? What a way to end it, eh?
There we go. Do you know this Ozzy song, I Just Want You? Down, 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 da, da, down.
Not good.
Just listen. Sounds.
Well, whilst you're doing that, I'm going to just talk about that song. Obviously, we're going to talk about the concept again. I know I keep saying the concept multiple times. I need to think of a different, better word. It ends on that line, if you had eternal life. And I feel like it just kind of is, once they've gone through everything and all that kind of stuff, you forget about death and you forget about all those things and you feel like you're going to live forever. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what I kind of take away from that song. And it feel ballady. Again, like I said, I've said a million times.
Yeah.
Sings in a lot of backing vocals in that song.
Yeah.
More than most, I feel like. And with the, like, again, the dub, how do you call it? Like, so one person starts singing, then another person starts singing before they finish. I'm sure that probably has a...
Oh, like like an overlapping...
Yeah. Like a cappella ending.
Yeah, I know
really,
what you mean.
But not the music's still playing. But cool way to end it. Again, do you see what I mean when we started talking about how it follows like an arc?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Obviously, none of this has been said. This is my interpretation of the album. In a way, I feel like it's fairly... I've justified it in a sense. What I would say is, again, my opinion, you may find things differently. If you find things different, write in the comments, tell me, and I can have a look at your ideas. You know what I mean?
I have to say, I have been pleasantly surprised.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong.
It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, production.
I've heard of them in passing, but like, it's just not my, like, in life, you've got a table, right? You can have only so much ice cream on there, right?
Yep.
One of my famous analogies again, Ghost just on, there's no room on the table. It's not like I don't like it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If it's on in a bar or if I'm passing, that's absolutely fine. And nothing against them. It sounds amazing. The songs are really, really cool and they're catchy as fuck, right? But they're just not on my table.
Yep.
That's it.
So if you've got Napoleon ice cream.
Neapolitan.
I said that with such confidence as well. Shit.
Napoleon.
Right.
Yeah.
You've got Napoleon ice cream.
Yeah.
2 flavors go first. What are you saying? Because there's always one flavor left.
Oh, so I have to get rid of 2 flavors.
You don't just eat all 3, do you, at once?
No.
What are you eating then?
First off, probably vanilla, to be fair. Which explains a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Then?
Chocolate. So chocolate would be gone first. Out.
That's the right answer.
No. As in out the door.
What do you mean?
Eating. No, chocolate would be... Sorry, okay. So chocolate would be last. So it would be vanilla, strawberry, chocolate. Literally the other way around to you, right? Is it
chocolate, vanilla, strawberry out?
Yeah, right. Okay.
So this is our last ever show.
This is it. This is the breakup.
This is what does it.
This is Napoleon ice cream.
Napoleon.
Did it?
He came, he saw, he conquered.
Just have a quick listen to this chorus.
Okay. Yeah, you guys as well. We're going to have to pay Ozzy some royalties as well now.
We're not paying anyone royalties because we're not getting goal.
We don't make any money.
Right. Have a listen to this chorus. It just reminded me of this chorus is all.
Yeah, of course I know this song.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So this bit now.
Yeah, there's definitely a similarity.
But like we said earlier on, it's like completely impossible to be 100% original nowadays.
And I'll be honest, in interviews and stuff like that, since obviously this album where he's had to do interviews, he's been very open about his references and stuff like that. He's not trying to claim that he's an original artist.
Well, you could arguably say that every single metal guitarist since Tony Iommi has ripped Black Sabbath off.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what metal is, isn't it? It's like Black Sabbath riffs, sped up, slowed down, down-tuned, swapped around.
That's it all comes from somewhere. And everybody grows up being influenced. No one's born in a vacuum.
Unless you're Napoleon with your ice cream.
Fuck you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Anyway, that was Prequelle.
Yeah.
And you enjoyed it.
I did, yeah.
Oh, I'm really glad because I'm one of those people, I don't know if you're the same, but if you like something and you show someone something and they're not into it,
it breaks when they don't like it.
When they're like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you can tell and you're like, oh,
fuck. I'm just gonna
I did. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's probably not going to come into my playlists and stuff like that, but it was good. I enjoyed it. There are certain parts of it that I do remember, that I will remember, certain riffs, and especially that nylon stringed medieval part.
Yeah,
that
of course that's
really
your
cool.
thing.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you though before we go. What would you do if you had life eternal?
What do you mean? What, straight away or just plan?
Yeah, live forever. No. What are you doing? What are you going to do?
What, I have the funds that I have now?
Yeah. Live forever.
Probably sit in this room with you and talk shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty sweet. We could share the Napoleon ice cream.
We could share some Napoleon ice cream. Yeah, maybe.
Fair enough. Well, anyway.
Right. What was your answer?
What do you mean? What's my answer?
Yeah,
mate, I'm barely hanging on by a thread as is. I made it 34 years, let alone eternal life. I'm like one minor inconvenience from driving off a bridge. Tell you, one mean comment. That's
he's fragile. I am.
But if you've made it this far,
no Napoleon comments.
You can Napoleon comment. That's absolutely fine. I said that. I genuinely thought that's what it was. I really mean that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Sorry, we've been waffling for this last bit.
Chest of drawers, Napoleon ice cream.
If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed what we do, please like and subscribe. I know when we first started, we took the mick out of it, but it is important. We haven't actually released any of these. We've been building up a back catalogue. If you liked Martin trying to figure out riffs, or if it hurt your ears, either way, let us know. And again, like I said previously, if you have good, funny stories of gigs, like your friend shit himself or something like that, and they went crowd surfing, send them in because I want to hear them and I want to read them out and I want it to be a thing. Again, our email address is monstersofmetalpod@gmail.com. We'll put it above. And thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. And peace out.
Cheers.